If I'm not me, then who am I? 1. Who's asking? 2. A joke. An unexpected possibility. The synthesis of the absurd, the comic authoritative voice of further inquiry, the fool goon of no self, capable of delivering and receiving the same ridicule and somehow doing no harm. Non-self, now with more nobody than ever. 3. I've grown weary of hearing myself and others quote Walt Whitman's line about how we contain multitudes. The rearguard movement for every poetic insight is its incorporation into society as a piety. It makes me want to say, not me, I contain nothing. 4. None of this has happened before. That's not a truth claim. I'm just practicing. I'm not practicing for anything, I'm just practicing. Playing, really, like a child singing to itself, or in a reverie muttering and pushing a stick in the dirt, throwing stones into a pond. 5. The accountants are everywhere in a failing effort. Show me my heart on your chart. Show me my grief on your graph. 6. Later, it will have been enough to do anything at all, but just barely. If I am, in the slightest, that's who. 7. I had vaguely imagined an ecstatic and radiant song that included you all. Alas, I am not who I thought I would be. But then again, I am also not who I will be. This is yet a happy thought. If I'm not me, then who am I? Caleb Thompson.
So I think I mentioned this on the phone the other day, but I'm a part of this amazing group that's been doing stuff with words every week. This week I've been working with voice memos, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just sort of going through my phone and pulling stuff that spoke to me. And then I was in the car with Caleb and Joel, and we had this conversation about the similarities between literature and music, or, how they're really the same thing in different forms. And something kind of clicked for me. Really, the voice memo is a poetic form. It's the apostrophe. It's an address to a person or an idea that is no longer present. And what I've sort of realized is, of course, I don't know, there's this interesting relationship between the speaker and the absent being. I think it acknowledges that there are parts of us that emerge in the conversation with people we love. I mean, if you think about, the first novels, they're epistolary. And I think in the act of writing or in the act of speaking to anything, some semblance of you emerges. So anyway, I've been working with voice memos and realized that I think a lot of this is sort of centered around a fullness of a goodbye that I was not really able to give. So this is my address to you. Hey, Sophie. I just want to leave you this voice memo to tell you about this loon down the block from me. I mean, I would like to think that it's a loon, but it's probably a dog that is trapped in someone's house. But every time I walk by it, it sounds like that one call that a loon makes when it's separated from its mate. You know, that like haunting call that just fills the sky. And I haven't heard it in so long. It's made me think of this Robin Wall Kimmerer essay where she starts out by talking about how she was raised by wild strawberries. And I've been thinking that in some way I feel like I was raised by the lakes of northern Minnesota. Or at least they've been a great teacher to me. I don't know, so many lessons, like how to pay attention, how to notice the sky, and have a sense that the weather's going to change, or even how to be with people, how to ask questions, how to be quiet. I think about the stories that people have shared. I think about the songs. Like I remember Emily and I being on a boat on a long lake. Maybe it was Seagull, maybe it was Sag or Ogish, one of the ones with lots of islands. And we were paddling for a long time, and I remember her singing this round over and over again until I had it.
I have a million nightingales on the branches.
That would happen so often. You share yourself with another person. And I think in a way, the Boundary Waters were also a teacher for like how to be in love. Again, it's that attention. It's like the ongoing act of presence with another being, getting to know them so deeply while also holding space for the fact that they're going to change, and they're changing all the time, and you get to love them as they change. And then maybe at some point, you're in a different life space and you no longer see them, but still somehow you carry them with you. I imagine you can relate to this because we had conversations about staying in something that's not working, and we don't actually have to do the things that don't serve us. I mean, I know it's so simple, but there's some strange thing that happens when you're, I don't know, in an environment that's not working, where you feel like that's the only possibility. And I just want to move so far away from that. And I want to be so honest with myself about what's working and what's not working, and really make choices that keep opening those doors of vitality. I think that's what feels really important right now.
Okay, perfect. Oh, no, I'm going to start here. Okay. Ha, 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 ha.
Okay, we are recording.
Okay. Lost in fog, shapes suggest shoulders. New love doesn't hold water until it opens.
Okay, one more.
What
Makes
us
human.
is
Only
that
we
don't
find
ourselves
ever. Okay, fuck you.
I just can't really imagine how it's gonna feel without you there. I don't know what that's like. It's been so long. We were so young. And you're just the person that I want to tell things to when they happen. You're the person who has all the context. You know who I am, and you know what it means when something happens.
We rode up the highest hill we could find, and we gave each other pieces of our minds. We talked about our
Damn, I feel pretty gutted right now. I just listened to the Garage interview for the first time. Wow, you were so brave and you were so open with me. I'm glad we did the interview. I'm glad you were willing to do it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but at the very least, I'm glad I have this. I'm glad I have this, like, moment of you, like, you being, like, just, like, fully yourself with me. And there was just a way I wasn't able to meet you. I just couldn't. I don't think I could let myself really look at it. It was too big. It was too big. There was a lot of good, Joe. We did a good job. We did a good job. We, like, figured out how to love each other pretty well some of the time. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, one day I'll send you this. One day you'll hear this. I don't know when, but... Okay, bye. What am I doing? Why am I recording this?
This is your job. You're a professional. You make art. And you gotta get people being authentic. This is good tape, honey. I'm crying. There aren't even any planes going by. It's perfect. I mean, this, I hope you do something. You do whatever you want, but, like, I've always wanted to collaborate with you. I've always wanted to make something really bold and, like, radically honest. So, if you want, you mentioned the idea of keeping voice memos. Like, it might be interesting just to have some kind of documentation of what we're going through when we're not talking.
Where should we go and what must be done? But with so many doors and so many dawns, so many shores to wash up on, we gave up deciding and enjoyed the view. We needed no reminding that these moments are few, and we dreamed that our dreams were the only ones. We dreamed our dreams are the only ones.
Dear God, are you there? It's me, Brian. Well, if I'm not me, then who am I? Urgent response requested. Self-addressed stamped envelope enclosed. Self-addressed. Self-addressed. Enveloped. Stamped. God damn it. Where's my house again? What's my name anyway? What's my unit? Who am I playing? And what's my cue? Sometimes I could just drown in this pool. I could almost pull a Natalie Wood, vamoose up out of this bitch in a blaze of glory. In all seriousness, it's a question of identity. According to the legend, I was born under a neon sign, somewhere out past Empire Way, as they used to call it. In those days, we would tie yellow onions to our belt. We were some fashionable fishes, don't you know? Yellow fins blazing. Fine tuna, never caught.
You have pretty eyes.
Thank you.
I didn't notice that until everybody had to start wearing masks.
Yeah, you just kind of look at people's eyes.
Yeah, it's funny the things you don't notice until it's all you can see.
Yeah, that's true.
It's years ago there was a guy that did a study using this monkey,
Yeah.
and in a room you put a bunch of bananas in the ceiling, hanging down from the ceiling, and he put a table on one side of the room and a chair on the other side of the room, and the monkey went through all kinds of changes trying to get to the bananas. He ended up throwing the chair at him. Well, this wasn't acceptable. So the next day, when he let the monkey in, the table was already underneath the bananas. So the monkey got up on the table and he kept jumping up trying to grab him, but he couldn't jump high enough. So the next day, he put the table under the bananas, but he put the chair in between the doorway and the table. So the monkey saw all three of them lined up. He immediately took the chair, put it on the table, climbed up and got the bananas. But he didn't see the solution until he saw everything in line.
Yeah.
Kind of a funny experiment.
Oh yeah. No, they're smart. They'll figure it out.
Well, eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm getting off topic. Once again, if I'm not me, then who the hell am I? Must have been a mix-up in the maternity ward. If not me, then who? Mixed up files, nested folders, the arbitrariness. Could have been marigold, could have been mauve, could have been manila. One thing is crystal, though, and that's that there's never been a full accounting. Until now. Whether exigent or imminent, this fiscal scandal permeates everything. Our cryptic gestures reduced to dancing about money. And as oppression becomes identity, as the color of money becomes political, somewhere along the line, a family cow is traded for a plethora of bean counters. And just like that, the fuse is lit. Boom and bust, and boom and bust, like economic popsicles, each layer a different hue of lucre. Publicity, duplicity, multiplicity. It doesn't matter. Just remember, there's always money in the banana stand. Just remember, you are Lisa Simpson. Belly yellow as a sapsucker. Toupee tufted as a titmouse.
Hello, Robin. You are Christmas. I am Christmas. I am hungry. I am caring. I am careful. I am curious. I am brave. I am here. I am free. And I am Christmas.
And now, a performance of 4 minutes and 33 seconds by John Cage. Wait, are you kidding me? We're really doing this? Is now a good time? Can I go to the bathroom right now? Dude, haven't you always wanted to just do this? Just really go there? Not really. Why are you afraid of silence?
I'm probably the man with the rat tail bob. Or the lesbian couple looking for a third. I feel like I'm doing sound. I'm the drummer. I have excellent feel. I'm talking too much. I'm interrupting. I'm the one you wrote the song about. I'm working the coat check. I must be the one who didn't show up. Who got too drunk. Oh shit. That means I'm also the one who fell down the stairs. But then again, I am a fabulous dancer. And the bartender. And the girl who stumbled outside. Oh, hell yeah. I'm the super tall dude with the amazing outfit. Oh my god. I'm the boss. I just doubled the price of everything and canceled the Christmas party. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm stuck in Canada? I'm unvaccinated? I'm okay. I've been really good. I've been really good.
I think it'll sort of be your introduction to the thing. Shall I?
First grade, and I vividly recall being terrified. My mom wasn't fazed, but when she tried to leave, I clung to her. She was in a bit of a predicament. She reached into her purse and she pulled out her mascara. She painted tiger whiskers on my face. Tigers are courageous and confident, and you're a tiger. Grrr. I looked at my mom and I said, grrr, I'm a tiger. And then I found myself letting her go. Off she went. My mom is brave. She encourages us to be curious, and she lives by example. Today she's 86 years old. She's never allowed herself to be called it, but my mom is an artist. She stands up for the weak. She's very adamant, she's very political, and she's smart. She's a teacher herself, and she helped found several early education schools here in the Northwest in the 1970s. They're all still thriving 50 years later. As I found my own way, I've carried that confidence and curiosity with me. The world has begun to be a home to me. My mom believes that dominance is the root of why we all hurt each other so much, and we insist on it. We do it like somnambulistic puppets. I think that we're still puzzling this out, and we're going to be sticking with dominance a little longer, and yet it's killing us. The universe is built and runs on cooperation. Alas, we're not done with it yet. Just like a child that has not exhausted all their attempts to make an idea work, we just keep banging away, insisting on trying it until eventually I'm afraid we're not going to be able to do it anymore. It's actually kind of a natural, immutable thing about us. The special thing that makes us human. It's breathtaking how doggedly we can pursue an idea. I'd say we're doing pretty good for kindergarten. I'm 54 years old and I'm at a critical point. I have a universe of learning ahead of me. Everything has changed. I've passed my first two stages, childhood and adulthood. It's time to move on, to be vulnerable and let others in, to listen and expand and use my confidence to give back. I'm scared. 2019 and 2020 were humbling. Oh well, I think I'm probably right on course. I still want to turn over those rocks, and I love to see the crabs scurry out. Okay, time is wasting. We're burning daylight. Grrr.
It's not our fault that we have our faults. Oh, I've done this before. The clutching, quantifying the infinite, constructing, deconstructing, ambivalent as fuck. Or not so much. The proximal evaluations serving as emotional conduit that courses as it does, bright and blistering, quirky hues setting in some otherly horizon. I want to know reality. Or am I above it, down in the depths, trudging away, loving, tender, too soft to hold shape, too malleable to deny all absurdity? Someone crunched these numbers, goddammit. There I am again. Was, glittering through it all, freshly broke yoke, subject to whim, waiting to shine. If I am not myself, then who are you? Didn't know what to make of it, of us, me, the sameness, goldenrod, golden boy, gilded angst, glistening, glimmering. I can't keep quiet this time because I've been here before.
The past isn't dead. It isn't even pasta. There's no dust in this marinara, no ashes in this arrabbiata. A literal tomb couldn't hold us down. Not us, gauzy and abscessed, fabulously dressed, stuffed shirts starched and pressed, evaders of eternal rest. Fuck the past. What's it done for me lately?
Oh, golden-haired friend, I watch you across the way amongst the bikes, propane and sanitizer. You wrestle with when to celebrate successes, how to say what you desire. Not wanting to take up too much space, you stop yourself from apologizing. Oh, you've tried, you've been burned, and now you've learned from those mistakes. Feels easy now. We said, ask for what you want. Saturn's gone, but you're not waiting up. You began dreaming, strummed your guitar, tuned in solitude, not wanting to take up too much space. you stop yourself from apologizing. Oh, you've tried, you've been burned, and now you've learned from those mistakes. Feels easy now. You started making friends with neighbors and strangers, leaving notes on packages. You went off to the coast and found your sea legs. You sent clear messages. Now wanting to take up too much space, you stop yourself from apologizing.
They had lived together more than 10 years. How much more, Harold didn't know. The house stood on a hill over the fields he crossed each month for supplies. Samuel was retired, but he was still mean and he was still rich. He had a sore in his ear he refused to clean. Harold cooked and cleaned, took care of the chickens. He chopped firewood and did repairs. He scrubbed stains from pilled underwear. Evenings they played the game, heirloom from an earlier time. It turned on an idea. When one won a round, he could tell the other who he was for the next round. It took a few hours to play. Eternity seemed to pass, the other's face hanging there all night like a mirror. Some nights Samuel joked and prodded. "You've been with me a long time. Sometimes I even like you." Other nights he was vicious. They kept going until the spaces between turns stretched so far they forgot they were playing. Until Samuel was drunk enough his mouth hung open. A fly could land on his tongue and he wouldn't notice. Harold woke the next morning and did the work, and then they would play again. The tasks flowed with undeterred harmony. But something changed that fall. Maybe it was grief for a local boy who got lost. Maybe he found a taste for drink himself. There was a storm when it happened. Maybe the storm broke a threshold. They sat down to play as the wind picked up at dusk. The candles cast shadows around the room. The pieces on the board stretched into the shadows. Harold looked at his hands, his shabby clothes. He felt strength in his body. He saw Samuel with his gray eyes staring off, his robe stained, his face unevenly shaven. He saw the past in the shadows. If we started out playing games, at what point did we forget we were playing? Harold asked. Samuel scoffed and moved a piece. "Do you think this is all I can do?" he said. Harold didn't say more. That night he dreamed of slick creatures nestled under logs. Bikes lost in the woods, cubicles filled with adding machines. He woke and made the coffee and breakfast again. The storm forecast worsened. He brought the chickens into the barn. He sacrificed one and made soup. He covered the firewood and took more inside, trimmed the trees as best he could. The wind raised louder and the rain lashed harder that night. The game was close. Samuel was tense. Harold again saw the past in the shadows. He saw who he had loved. He remembered something in the fragrance of the soup in his legs and belly. Samuel tottered to pour another drink. Harold asked, "Do you remember what it used to be like?" Samuel scoffed. "Do you think you could beat me with distraction? Do you think you can after all this time? Maybe you could, I don't know." His voice quivered as he breathed. Harold waited and let the dice fall. Samuel relaxed as he seemed to take the upper hand. "I want you to hit me if you can. If you can, that is," he leered. Harold dreamed that night of owls eating pie with glistening talons, a gas chamber where the guards paid you to go in, a suitcase filled with fleshy jewels. On the third night, the storm reached its peak. The windows rattled as if giant fists shook the room. The lantern twirled, the shadows kaleidoscoped, the walls dissolved into a theater of forms. Harold looked across at Samuel, who hung over the board, clinging to a bottle. He jerked to move a piece triumphantly, but toppled several other pieces. The candles flickered. Harold asked, "If I'm not me, then who am I?" Samuel stiffened. "I can change you. I can make you. You're not even yourself anymore, if I say so," he hissed. But he was too drunk and too old. The spell lacked conviction. Harold moved slowly later as Samuel yelled from the bathroom that he had fallen. He untwisted him from his robe. He gasped when Samuel pinched him in the kidney. That night he dreamed he was a farmer in a ditch. Samuel chopped down at him. He was a tree on a mountaintop. Samuel landed on him. He was a swinging gate. Samuel hammered him. He was a baby plunged into water. Samuel held him down. He was a knight driving a horse. Samuel shot him from behind. He was a boat capsized. Samuel swallowed him up. He was a slow dance. Samuel twisted around his knee. Harold awoke, shaking. The light peeked through the shades, as if it were time for breakfast, but he didn't want to eat or work. He felt the walls close in. Outside, the yellow sun licked the hills. He found Samuel crumpled across the couch. "It's time for me to go," he said.
Headline. Ew.